Hello and welcome to this week's studio update from Born Ready Games. So what's been happening in the last week? A lot of bug fixing has been what's happening. We're in the final stages of development now, and our QA team are really stepping up their game, finding those last few bugs and making sure that that's passed on to our dev team, who are then quashing those bugs like the game dev equivalent of Starship Troopers. So in the week, I asked on Facebook and Twitter whether you had any questions about the game. A load of you got in touch, so we're going to run through some of those questions now and hopefully give you some answers. Apologies in advance for any mispronunciations of names, but we're just going to get stuck in. So Ion Salamia asks what the most appealing new features are that will compel owners of the original game to buy the Director's Cut. To answer that, there are several things that will be attractive to people who already own the game. Predominantly, this is in the graphical overhaul we've given it. If you're a fan of your shipborne, you're really going to like the new models. They've been up-resed, retextured, there's new lighting, and they're really looking quite special. In order to prove this, we've actually released our models onto Sketchfab, which is a 3D model viewer. In the link to this video, I'll put a link to our Sketchfab models, so make sure to check them out. You can really zoom in close, rotate the models, really get up close and personal with these ships, so make sure you check those out. The campaign has been restructured, we've rejigged the missions, and we've made it so that you get into the strike suit a lot earlier on in the game. We've also added new ships, which I'll get to in a subsequent question, which will really change how you experience the game. Next question. So Jay Martinez, 2012, asks whether both versions will run at 1080p at 60 frames a second. Both versions will be 1080p, but we can't confirm whether the game will be locked at 60 frames a second. We're very much hoping that's the case, but we'll see how these final few weeks of development go. Another question we've had, and again, sorry about the pronunciation of this, Fadoa, 45, asked whether the time between checkpoints is shorter. So one of the criticisms that was levelled at the original game was that checkpoints were spaced too far apart. People were dying and then having to return to a point much earlier on in the game, which, while kind of played into our notion of the game being hard, we wanted it to be a difficult game, was frustrating for some people. So we've listened to that, we've taken that on board, and yeah, we've added a whole load of new checkpoints. So there are a lot more checkpoints in the original game, which will hopefully alleviate that issue for people. So Kyle on Facebook asks whether this will mean whether you can finally use the Marauder strike suit. Yes, so both the Marauder and the Raptor will be available in the game. The Marauder was previously a timed exclusive to Kickstarter, but now we're going to be supplying it as standard with the Director's Cut. So you'll finally be able to get your hands on the new suits. We've had a whole host of people asking about the procedure for those of you that own the game already on PC. We actually addressed this in last week's video, but just to reiterate, those of you that own the game already on Steam or GOG will be looked after. We can't say exactly how that's going to work because we have to finalise that with the platform holders, but you will be receiving a discount so that you can get the game for a very cheap price. So you will be looked after, and we'll be talking more about that soon. So that's about all the questions for this week. If you have any additional questions, do let us know for next time, and we'll try to address those for you. So we're super close to finishing the game now, 3 or 4 weeks away, and you'll be able to get your hands on the Director's Cut. There's some cool stuff still to come, we've got some great stuff still to share with you, so keep your eyes up for that, and we'll be back next week with another update.